All right, this is in the book of Judges as well, but there's I made a whole other video for Samson. Okay, Samson and Delilah. There's all kinds of books and movies about these guys. Okay, this guy and these two. All right, so Samson. There's a man named Manoah and his wife, and the angel of the Lord appeared to them and said that you're going to have a son, a miracle birth, another miracle birth. Okay. Just like Jesus, just like the previous descendants had miracle births, and the miracle birth was was Samson, okay, and he had a very special gift. He was very, very, very strong. He was really strong. He lifted up a whole city gate. He was. I'll get into that, but that was his blood. God gave him a gift to be very strong, and his strength was to defeat the Philistines. Okay, that was the point. Why God gave him this gift. Okay. But Samson had certain rules he had to follow to keep his strength, to keep his gift from God. He had to, not cut his hair. Okay, he was not allowed to cut his hair or he would lose his strength. And he was not supposed to be eating anything unclean or touching a dead carcass or touching dead things, okay? That was unclean, and he was not supposed to drink a lot of liquor, okay? And, anyway, and he was supposed to follow the rules of God, too, okay? So, he was a strong guy, really strong man, and he was a judge, okay? He was one of the biggest judge in the judges, okay? And, first of all, he marries a Philistine woman. God doesn't want you doing that. The Philistines are, again, they got interwoven with their culture, and this is an example of that, okay? How that turned him around, turned him for wicked. The Philistine woman, so he married a Philistine woman, and the Spirit of God came upon him as a lion, okay? And Samson killed the lion, and there's a message in that, right? He killed the Spirit of God, right? That's the message. And he killed this lion, and then he went back to where he killed this lion. Okay, he had seven locks of hair. Okay, he can't cut his hair, and he ate the lion. And he went to the lion, and there was bees and honey in that lion, and he ate it. Okay, not only did he eat it, he gave it to his family to eat. This is obviously bad, right? He's not supposed to be touching unclean animals and eating unclean things, even though it tasted good. And that's a hint of the bees, okay? And then what happened was, so he started telling everybody this riddle, because he was sharing all this honey with people, his family, and he was kind of like, he is very arrogant, okay? And he gave him this riddle, and his wife, he wouldn't tell his wife the meaning. The meaning was him eating this lion, okay? Because he was giving everybody this honey. And what happened was he gave everyone a riddle, and he got mad because his wife told him, his wife told the answer to the riddle was this lion he ate, okay? And so he got mad. He got mad at this group of people. They were Philistines, yeah, but he was supposed to kill them. He was working for God, but he was really working for himself. He was mad that people solved his riddle, so he went to go kill them. He took all their stuff, okay? Yeah, he was lost. He was lost big time. So he robbed them. He was all mad because they solved they solved his riddle, okay? And when he came back, his wife was with another man, okay? His wife was with another man, and Samson got all mad about that. Okay, and so he tied all these foxes together and set them on fire. Yeah. Oh man, this is some gruesome stuff. It's not fun. He doesn't sound like he's a good guy so far, a nice guy. No, sounds like he's a little bit malicious to me. Anyway, he tied the foxes together, and so when they would run away from him, they'd burn down the Philistines' crops. Okay, so that's why he did it. But he was doing it because he was also doing it because he's mad. He was mad that his wife went left with another man. So the Philistines got mad, and they killed his wife and his wife's father, okay? They burned his wife and his father. Again, I'm telling you that this book of the Bible is very gruesome, okay? So the Philistines got mad because this guy, Samson, burned all of our crops with all these lit foxes, and they got mad at him and at the wife. So they burned his wife, his first wife. Okay, so that's what's going on so far. And then he got arrested. They arrested him. The Philistines arrested him, and then I'm gonna go into that. Okay, next video. So Samson gets arrested, and he gets mad. God gives him strength again to escape, and he kills 1,000 men he breaks a donkey's bone, a jawbone in half, and he kills 1,000 people with his donkey bone. Okay, there's all kinds of meaning in this. I'm just trying to tell you guys what's happening in the story, which is gruesome, right? But that's one of the points. He kills 1,000 of men with just a jawbone, and then he gets arrested again. And he literally just tears off the city gates. He breaks his chains, and he carries the whole door off the whole city gate. That's how strong he is. He's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, he's a really, really strong guy. Okay, he's super, super strong. And guess what happens? He gets tempted again. Okay. He gets tempted with from Delilah. Delilah is like a Jezebel spirit, okay? She's a temptress, okay? And this guy is just completely whipped, okay? She keeps tricking him, and he just doesn't even care, okay? He's just like her lapdog, literally. And she, just like his first wife, he told him the riddle, and because he was infatuated with these women, okay, these Philistine women. They're women, not godly women. But they're tempting. They're good to the eye, right? So the Philistines hire her too. She's a spy, basically, to sleep with him and try to get his secrets to why he's so strong. Okay, so she tries to seduce him, and it works. She keeps first few times he doesn't tell the truth, but she asks him, "How do you get your strength?" And he's like, "Oh, I get my strength through if you bind me this way." And then he breaks it. And if you bind me this way, and he breaks it. He even tells her, if you put my hair, he started getting closer to the truth. If you put my hair in like a rug, like when you weave a rug, that's what when you read the Bible, you're like, what are they talking about? She weaved his hair into like a pin, into a rug. Okay, there's a message in this. I'll get to it in a minute. And then he finally told her, like, even though he knows he's being tricked, he keeps telling her the truth. He keeps falling for the truth. He lies to her, but then he eventually just tells her, well, okay. She's like, if you love me, you're going to tell me the truth this time. Even though it's obvious that she keeps tricking him, he just falls for it again. He tells her, okay, well, it's actually if you cut my hair. That's how I lose my strength. And of course, guess what happens? She has the Philistine men sneak in and cut his hair. Okay. All right. So, Samson gets his hair cut off and he loses his strength. He fell for it, okay. She got him. And they arrest him and they gouge out his eyes. Yeah, it's pretty gruesome. And there's meaning in that, okay? Because there's meaning in that. He trusted his eyes. He trusted his women, right? These women that looked good to him above what God had planned for him, right? And that's a meaning. God took away his eyes, right? He let it happen because he didn't have any strength to defend himself anymore. And he lost. He just keeps losing, right? That's what happens when you make deals with the devil, right? You just keep losing. All right. So he gets arrested. And he goes to this big temple the Philistine temple, and this is a real place. I have a picture of it. This was a church where they were worshiping a deity named Dagon, which is a demon. Okay. Anyway, it actually has his name in the Bible. Dagon. This was the temple of Dagon. It was a demonic entity. Okay, so they tie him up and they're laughing at him. And Samson says, God, give me strength one more time so I can just kill them all. This whole temple. And it really happened. Okay, he tore down the whole temple. He was tied to these 2 pillars. And he tore down the whole temple. And it's still there, you guys. This is a real place. Okay. These were the 2 pillars he knocked down. And he tore down the whole temple of this worshiping center for this demonic entity. Okay. I could put a link below to show you some more of this stuff. But here's the 2 pillars. They're still there. Archaeologists found it. Okay, this really happened. Again, I'm gonna try to point out how these stories in the Bible are real. Okay. So, and Delilah got her money. She was a Philistine woman, but she also got paid too. All right. There's always the money. The love of money is the root of all evil, right? So, what's the meaning in all this? Okay. The meaning, well, first of all, the book of Judges is just the constant failures of these judges, okay? Samson, there's a meaning of like, God gives you a gift, and he used it, and he didn't use it right? God gave him God gave him a gift of strength, and it was taken away from him, and he was weak. Just because he was strong physically, he was weak when it came to women, right? That was the apple of his eye, right? And so God took away his eyes. He had a weakness. He was really weak when it came to these women. And these Jezebel spirits, okay? They got him every time. And that's the point. That's one of the lessons in this story, okay? Samson and Delilah, there's always books about them and stuff, okay? And there's and like when she keeps tricking and when she keeps binding him up, there's a binding, right? She bound him up for real. All right, made him look like a fool. Okay, his hair was woven into a rug. Okay, and then the Bible says he walked off with the whole rug on his head, the whole sewing beam on his head. He looked like an idiot, right? That's the point. She bound him up and tricked him, and he lost everything. That's the point of this is what happens when you do deals with the devil and you don't follow what God says, okay? You get tricked and you just look like a fool and you lose everything, okay? That's the point of the Samson and Delilah story in the book of Judges, okay? It's sad, right? And Samson, he was trying to follow God, but he just kept getting mad. He kept being petty, all right? He got petty because these guys solved his riddles, so he went to go kill them all. And then why didn't he just burn the crop field himself? Why do you have to tie a bunch of foxes together and set them on fire, right? It's just, there's a mood to Judges, right? Yes, God told them to kill the Philistines, but there was a basic mood that was not right? These Israelites had completely lost sight of what they were really doing. That's the point, okay? So just something to think about.